So this video is going to start out on somewhat of a sad tale. A few months back, we had two dogs. This is Riggs. And our other dog was a black lab, and his name was Champ. So Champ's favorite spot in the world was this little area right over here. And he would sit kind of just like that next to this tree. And we called him the squirrel hunter because he would just sit here, stare up in the trees, and look at squirrels. And he would rather be outside all day long, regardless of the weather, just sitting by this tree and looking up and chasing squirrels when they got on the fence or the box over here. Well, he was my wife's best friend, and she has missed him dearly. So what I'm going to do for her is I'm going to attempt anyway to build a wishing well out of cedar in this area. It's going to be close to 6 foot tall, maybe not quite. That's what I think anyway. And on the side of it, I'm going to laser in on a couple panels his picture and then put in there that Champ is wishing you well. Just something cute for him, or about him for my wife. So this is the rough plan. The bottom area, I'm gonna make a hexagon, and each side about a foot. Corners 22.5. So that's kind of the bottom area. A couple of posts going up, and then the roof will be there. Roof on one side about 36 inches, the other side about 36 inches, and about 24 inches tall. I was going to do 18, I changed my mind. I'm going to make about 24 inches tall. So that's kind of the rough idea. I made some outlines for the base just to give me a starting point of what I think I'm going to do. So these are 12 inches end here, and then on the outside of these I'm going to put some cedar pickets. I haven't messed with them yet, but I'm going to rip them down to 4 inches each so I can get 3 per side, and that'll give me a one picket is 6 foot. I'm going to make this section about 2 foot high, and one picket after we'll fill each of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. 8 pickets will make this. So in order to get this 2 foot high, I took a couple of scrap 2x6s that I had laying around. And what I initially did was measure this area. Grab a tape measure here. So I wanted to rip those about 2 inches. And that's what I did. I ripped the 2x6 2 inches. And then I put a 22.5 point on them. So these are all the pieces I cut. This is all the scraps I cut up. So I've got the base somewhat assembled. Got the barrel top and bottom put on. The rails that I cut put on. I filled the bottom with some 2x material just to strengthen it and add some weight in the bottom. I have no idea yet how I'm going to finish the bottom. I'm just going as I go here, as I typically do. I just have a thought in my mind and I build something. So this is all I'm going to do tonight. Tomorrow I'm going to start working on the panels for the sides. So we'll pick up then. I'll start ripping those pickets down to 4 inches wide. We'll get one whole picket. We'll take up a panel. We'll cut there. That's 6 foot. These are 24 inches. If I rip them down to 4, that'll give me 3 pieces. That'll fill each up. So 8 pickets will do the outside of this. And then after that's done, I will kind of figure out how I'm going to do the rest. Okay, second day update. I just got this kind of mocked up. Just trying to figure out how much space I want to have. So this is 24 inches tall. So I just figured 24 inches here, and I did a roof of 24 inches. Just trying to check the proportions out, see if I like it. What I'm thinking of doing is kind of this. I'm gonna bolt these posts. I'm gonna take some 2x material, treated scrap that I have. Cut a piece to go here and across the top. Attach it to these posts, and then attach this post to those 2x material I'm going to put in. Do that on the other side as well. And then I will probably add 2x material afterwards between this post and this post down here, and then strengthen it side to side to get it all shored up, because it, the way it's sitting right now, it's not very sturdy from being kinked around, and I knew that. And we'll get it all filled up and sturdy. It's kind of tough making an octagon that can withstand some shear forces. For the roof trusses, I'm going to make them out of 2x cedar material I picked up, and I suspect I'll probably do an overlap or something. We'll figure it all out. I don't know if I'm going to do a full 2x on the fascia or use these 1x boards of cedar I have for the fascia. For the roofing material, right now I'm kind of thinking to sheathe it with some pickets, and then I have some old cedar shingles up here. I think I'm going to use those for the roof. Hopefully I have enough. So that's an 8-foot post. I just haven't decided at this point where I'm going to cut it off. I'm going to let this structure kind of sit like this for a little bit to see if it grows on me, or if I decide to change it before I make any. You can't lengthen a post after you cut it, Little tip. Okay, for the side panels that are going to go on the 8 sides, I just finished milling up. I took a single picket, cut the picket down to, I took a 6-foot picket, cut it in 3, so I made them about 23 3/4 long. This is 24 from there to there, so I don't need it going all the way. I left it a little short. Plus it let me use the whole picket. Then I took the picket and ripped it down closer to 12 inches than I wanted to be. I'll glue one up and see how it works. I don't need it to be overly tight as we go around here. So it's 12 inches from the peak of that one to the peak of this one. And I was trying to leave a little bit of room for expansion. I might have to, after I glue those up, I might have to chamfer the insides so they don't touch as I put them on. Not a big deal. I can run them over either the router or just chamfer them down with a plane. So next I got to figure out, because I want to put it on as a panel, and after I build the panels up, I'm actually going to laser some things for my wife on this side. So I'm going to make the panel as a piece, And I'll probably put a couple cleats on the back side. Let's figure here, probably at least an 8-inch cleat. Could possibly go 9, but I don't want to get into clearance issues. I have some spare cedar pieces there, and this is the leftover pieces from when I ripped them, so I could cut these in half and make those as cleats as well. So I'll find out the good side of these. I took a little bit off one side, then took the rest off the other, so I had nice glue joints. So I will I'll edge glue the panels. I'm not going to biscuit them or nothing. And then put a couple cleats on the back just to hold it together while it dries. Then I can always flip it over and do my laser engraving as I want. That should give me a nice little square panel to put them on as I figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of it. Okay, the latest update. I have the posts in. Put 4 of the panels on. I needed some strength. Let me get my finger out of the way. So I changed a little bit. We're still 24 inches here, but then I'm going to add 1.5 inches because I'm going to use a 2x6 trim to make a ring around the top. So from the top of the 2x6 to this notch here is 24 inches. And then the truss height is going to be 24 as well. And I've got them there, and this will sit there. So that's kind of where we're at. I can back up and give you, it's about 6 foot tall. I think I'm gonna cut a 2x, put between here on both of them. Not for strength, I think it's just gonna be aesthetics. I don't know, I'm still mulling it over. So next to do here is me attach the trusses, center those up, kind of square that around. I'll probably do one rafter in the middle. And then I've got to get to lasering these panels. 2 panels with the dog picture, and then 2 panels with the saying, "Champ is wishing you well." Got to get on it. My wife's coming home early. She's going to catch me in it. Okay, I put a false bottom in it, like I talked about. These are just clamped up in place. I don't want to make it watertight or airtight. I want air to move around in there so it dries itself out. So the bottom will be open. And it'll be sitting on wood chips, so that'll help. So next, the center beam I'm going to make out of a 2x6. Taper the top and make that dimension the same as from here to here. Okay, so I got these 2 lasered. Champ is wishing you well, and they're installed. There's the other one. And with the 2 panels that aren't put in yet, I'm putting this picture. This is a picture of our dog that passed away, Champ. That's what's going on those 2. So I started putting the roof on. I added another rafter here in the center. I used a plane for the ridge, took it down. I don't know what I'm going to do for a ridge cap yet when I get up there, but we'll find out when we are. So this is kind of how I'm going to use pickets for the roof sheathing. Like I said, I'm going to put those single cedar shingles, the shakes, on the roof. So I got half the roof done. Still got to figure out what I'm going to do for the ridge cap. But I'm going to stop for the night. I have both of those pictures done. I still have to mount this one. I got the other one mounted. I got the starter strip finished on this side. Now I got the roof finished up. Finally. Another day. Now I'm going to start working on the 2x trim for the rail across the top. Okay, so this is where we left off. The roof is done. I have what I'm going to call the chair rail. I don't care what you all call it. The top of that's done. Now I've got to build the corner battens. I don't know if I'm going to put anything across the bottom and the top like I originally thought. We'll see. No, haven't touched it.
Oh, wow.
Okay, come here.
Did you try?
Without it.
What? Oh my god. What? Oh my god. Makes me cry. That's beautiful. I told you, what did I tell you in the car that he would never live in our yard? I said he would never build a wishing well because he was going on it.
It's because it's not going in the yard.
Oh, where's it going?
It's going in the yard over there.
Okay. God, it's gorgeous. It's huge. It's very cool. Oh, Michael. That is beautiful. Oh, well, when you showed me the boards that went like this, yeah, I thought you were building like a bench around the tree. That's what smells so good in here.
Here's what
Oh, that's my favorite picture of him.
I have to.
Oh, that's really cool.
This is all going to get covered up. I just haven't had time to do it. All those corners and then across the bottom, the trim. I just did. I ran out of time. You guys. All right, so I get the big boss in here, watching what I'm doing. Hi, big boss.
Hi.
I tacked the panels with a couple of screws all the way around. That'll be hidden underneath the boards we made up. So we made up some little battens, 22.5 degree. Put a little bit Type 3 bond, or Tight Bond 3 with some 1-inch brad nails. Headless 23 gauge. Okay, that's where it's going to live. We might do a bar through the center, hang some plants, but I think we're going to digest it for a week or two before we make any other alterations to it. Are you happy? You have to say it louder.
I'm very happy.
All right.
Thank you, babe.
You're welcome.